For those who prefer Linux or are simply curious about Linux and other open source technologies, this is Category 5 Technology TV.
Welcome to episode number 280 of Category 5 Technology TV. Great to see ya. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, everyone.
I'm Robbie Ferguson.
World. I'm Hillary Rumble. Hello.
Everyone in the entire world, welcome to you.
Especially those in Australia celebrating a belated Australia Day.
Happy belated Australia Day, mate.
I ate some Vegemite today. I'm not even kidding.
Where'd you even get it?
From an Australian exchange teacher.
Actually brought it in? How cool is that? Wow.
She gave me a bite. It was a wee salty for my taste, but I felt cultured eating it, let me tell you.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Great to see everybody. Nice to have you here. Lots of new faces today. I noticed that a lot of people are joining our community. It's so nice to have you as a part of this, and hope you enjoy the show tonight. We're calling this our hodge-podge episode. We were originally going to be looking at Steam tonight. Steam, the gaming platform. It's come to Linux. I'm so excited about it, and I really want to show you everything about it. And unfortunately, our demo system is not quite compatible with it yet. So we have to actually run some upgrades and go through the whole process, unfortunately. But this will be part of the review.
Oh yeah.
So we've got to go through all that before I can review that for you. So unfortunately, that wasn't known in time to let you all know. For those of you who are really, really excited to learn all about Steam tonight, that's kind of what happened.
It's okay. Wait till next week.
Yeah. So tonight we've got your viewer questions. We've got lots of viewer questions. I've got the cat phone here. If you want to give us a call, it's 254-5-CAT-5-TV. 254-5. Okay, so that translates into 254-522-8588.
Cat phone.
It's on the bottom of our website. It's always there.
Oh yeah.
So anyone wants to give us a call, ask your questions, say hello.
Do it. I dare you right now.
Dare ya?
I'm waiting.
Sit here silently until you call.
Come on, ring.
Come on, John. I wanted to give a quick shout out to those of you, our viewers, who have been supporting the show with your donations. I don't know if you realize how much that really helps Category 5 and the community, and really pushes us along as well. It's an encouragement. There's that part of it. It's also, for those viewers who just love the show week to week, it's really these viewers who send in their donations on an occasional basis, or some of them, some of you, as you know, are also subscribed to donate on a monthly basis, and every little bit helps, and that's just that's what keeps us going. So thank you very much for your support. And if you're interested in supporting us in that way and able, then feel free to go over to our website. Of course, this is a free service, though, and we don't charge for anything that we do here. So feel free to just enjoy the show as well. But get your questions in. Join us in the chat room. It's Category 5 on Freenode. Also, we've got the email live at category5.tv. Goes over to Hillary, and she's also watching the chat room, and we're going to do our best to keep up with your questions tonight. So. We
will. And in addition to your awesome questions, we'll also have some fabulous news. And this is what's coming up. Dun, 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 dun. The Pentagon has plans to dramatically increase its cybersecurity staff.
Ooh.
What does that mean? You will find out. Your accelerometer could reveal your PIN. Also wondering what that means. You'll find out. Sony has been fined in connection with the April 2011 data breach of the PlayStation Network. I remember that. Couldn't play my games. A Toronto jewelry company has developed a method of 3D printing your own head onto a Pez dispenser. How cool is that? I would like my own. Stick around because these stories are coming up later on in our show.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to take a really, really quick break. When we're back, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of exciting stuff that we've got going on. Also, we're going to hit your viewer questions. We've got lots of them tonight. We're going to do our best to get through all of them. And, of course, if you haven't sent in your question yet, live at category5.tv, or go over to cat5.tv/ask, or join us in the chat room, Category 5 on Freenode. We'll be right back after this.
At Eco Alkalines, we believe you should be able to trust your batteries not just here, but here, here, and here. But with one exception, you should also be able to trust your batteries here. Eco Alkalines are the world's first and only certified carbon-neutral battery manufactured to the highest standards of recycling and quality, without any trace amounts of harmful chemicals like mercury, lead, or cadmium. Eco Alkalines provide performance that rivals leading national alkaline battery brands at a comparable price. Find out more about the Eco Alkalines difference. EcoAlkalines.com.
Hey gang, you're watching Category 5, and we are a member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. And the International Association of Internet Broadcasters.
Awesome. Want to make mention, if you've got a mobile device, if you haven't used it yet, m.cat5.tv is a really great website to go to. You can also add that to your dash or whatever you want to do, but you can scan that QR code, go over to m.cat5.tv, and that is our mobile site for watching the show live, watching it on demand. You can do that right through your mobile device.
You can. And that's pretty high tech. That keeps you in touch with the modern day age. But let's take it back to ye old snail mail. That's a good technology nobody uses anymore. Or as much.
So long.
We would love to see your postcards from the World Wide Web. How can you do that? Send them to Category 5 Technology TV, P.O. Box 29009, Barrie, Ontario, which of course is in Canada, L4N 7W7. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I certainly love receiving your postcards. Now, one other thing, there's so much stuff going on with the way that the show is growing into, we're in the first month of 2013. One thing that I wanted to mention as we look at, where Category 5 is available, blip.tv is one of our service providers, and they stream Category 5 TV, so we're on any device that they're on. So if you're looking for the show on your devices, blip.tv is now available on iOS. It's available on Android, Kindle, and Xbox.
Cool.
So that's reasonably recent as far as availability goes, and they're available on a whole ton of platforms. But those are some new ways that you can catch the show as well. So log into whatever marketplace that you're using in order to get your apps, and look for blip.tv, spelled B-L-I-P, and you'll find Category 5 Technology TV actually on that device.
Very cool. I like that.
Lots of viewers from all over the world tonight. If you'd like to see where everybody's coming from,
you can.
map.category5.tv or map.cat5.tv. This is the coolest thing. I love this thing. And I love seeing where everybody's coming from.
Look at that.
There we are. So this is our geolocated to IP addresses and pins of where our viewers are from right now.
Crazy.
There we are. Even viewers in Sudan and South Africa.
Huh.
Nice to have you.
Hey, any viewers in the DR?
Where do I go for the Dominican Republic? I don't know geographically.
Central America-esque.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh, there we go. There are. Would you look at that?
Oh, there we go.
Viewers in the Dominican.
Look at that.
A viewer in the Dominican.
Yeah. And a couple just over in Puerto Rico as well. A few.
Very cool.
As a matter of fact. Very good. Now, what's with your interest in the DR?
Well, I just got back. Although you can't tell, I'm not super tanned.
Yeah.
But I just got back from the DR.
How was the trip?
A little vacay. It was fabulous. We had an excellent time. The weather was amazing.
Excellent.
I couldn't have asked for a better trip.
She sent me a picture. Said she didn't bring her cell phone, but she did bring her shell phone. So there's Hillary, always with the puns.
Keeping it real.
But having a good time in Dominican Republic. So I'm glad that you had a good time.
I did.
How long were you gone for?
We were gone for a week, and my husband and I, and we had like a ton of fun. We mostly just beached it, but we also went on a crazy adventure on old crazy horses up a mountain to a waterfall.
Not horses, but crazy
They
horses.
were crazy.
Crazy horses.
And I went ziplining down a mountain.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
I was like adventure girl.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
How cool is that? So our viewers in Dominican Republic, make sure you send us an email. Say hi live at category5.tv. We'd love to actually hear from you and even tell us whereabouts in DR you're from, and we'll see how close you were to them.
Could have been next door to you. Who
Did you bring
knew?
us a postcard?
I don't know if I did or not.
Oh,
I have to check my stash.
So you at home in the Dominican Republic, you need to send us a postcard on behalf of, just to make up for Hillary forgetting.
I know, slacker.
Unreal.
Yeah.
We've got viewers tonight on YouTube, as I mentioned, blip.tv, Miro Internet TV, FirstRun.tv. Welcome to our new viewers there, as well as Roku. We're on the Roku device, all over. I mean, you can catch the show no matter where you're from, all across all these different platforms. So
awesome.
we love to know how you're watching and how you heard of us as well. So love those emails. Keep them coming in. You got some emails for us tonight?
Oh yeah.
Or you've got other stuff that you No, okay. Yeah.
Well, I got lots. It's like, where do I start? My list is so long. I think I should give the viewers what they want. You have to give the people what they want, not what Hillary wants.
What they're looking for.
So let's do a little question Q&A here. This comes to us from Michal, asking,
hey Michal,
regarding Debian 6, can you install GNOME shell on Debian 6, or is it Debian 6 and GNOME shell? I'm not sure.
Okay, well, with Debian Squeeze, you can't, because it's not in the repository. Like, it's not built for it. I think I've had this question before, where we looked at the fact that on Debian testing, you can actually install, like GNOME 3 and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to hop over to our website, just see if I can find, let's say, GNOME 3 on Debian Squeeze. Squeeze being Debian 6. Let's see if that turns up anything. Just kind of looking at what comes up here. Okay, so let's try a different search here. GNOME 3 Debian. Just simplify it. It's got to be there. I encourage you to do a search. I'm sure that I've talked about it in the past, but yeah, under non-stable, you'd be able to, like, under testing, for example, you'd be able to install that. And we could probably find you some resources on how to do that. I don't have Debian installed on my system, but keep in mind that it would be considered unstable in order to do that. So you might, unless you're just wanting to tinker around, but if it's a production system, you might consider actually going with an OS that is that they've already got all the dependencies already taken care of for you. You may want to go that route just to save you some headaches and frustration. But if you're just looking to play around, I would look at Debian testing.
Okay. Ding, round 1. Now we're on to number 2. This is a three question email. So hopefully we will bring it for you. Okay. Second question from Michal. Is there a way to plug my cell phone into my computer and use the internet through it? Because my internet is wired and has no wireless. He has no... your computer has no wireless internet. Yeah.
But you could do like a tethered Ethernet or something like that. That is, I would say, probably dependent on what type of phone you have, and that information hasn't been provided to us. Is that... They haven't mentioned...
Because if you have like a Zach Morris phone from 1991...
Even the reference, she just... Ding, ding, ding.
Smarter than I look. Probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, I think phone to phone is different, but as far as tethering to a cable, I don't know of any that really have that. Now, my old dumb phone did indeed have a USB to its own proprietary interface, and through the USB you could share your internet connection. But it was terrible. That was back in the day. These days, I think a lot of times you're creating like a wireless hotspot or something. Like the BlackBerry, for example, like BlackBerry Torch or something, you can share your internet connection, your iPhone. You can share your internet connection, but it does it over Wi-Fi. Android as well. You know, it's not exclusive to any one device, but that's usually done through Wi-Fi. As far as hard wiring goes, maybe the chat room has some ideas, or maybe Google would be a good search place as well. But that said, a USB Wi-Fi dongle for the, you know, that you could plug into the back of your computer, which will work with Windows, Linux, Mac, whatever. You plug it in, all of a sudden you've got a Wi-Fi card. They're about $30. So if it's going to be advantageous for you to get your internet service from your cell phone, and you can set it up as a Wi-Fi hotspot, then I would say just grab one of those and do that. But be mindful too, check with your service provider, because data is a lot more expensive than just phone calls.
Yes.
Right? So if you start sharing your internet and all of a sudden, you know, you tune into an episode of Category 5, bad example because you really want to do that, I know. But you're looking, you know, it could be 400 megs if you're watching live for a 1 hour show, or if you go to YouTube and you watch a few videos, all of a sudden you've used up a lot of your bandwidth, so it can get pretty pricey. So be mindful of that and be very, very careful that you don't go over your limit. Otherwise you can get a really unreasonable cell phone bill. So
good point, well made. Valid. Okay. Ding, round 2. Okay, question number 3. Do you think it is right for... Okay, this is an opinion question, but we'll just discuss it as a whole. Microsoft's ability to record all text messages and video calls on Skype. I don't know about this.
What's the question?
Do you think it is right for Microsoft to record all text messages and video calls on Skype? I don't know about this.
Have you watched Person of Interest yet?
I don't know.
That's what the world is coming to, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, the companies are going to monitor what you do or what you don't do. I don't know anything about it, actually, but it's their software, right? Is it?
Yeah.
I guess it would fall, if that was true. If that is true, then I guess it would depend on what the what the privacy laws say about that. They would say that Microsoft would, by law, not be allowed to share that information except with law enforcement personnel, should it be deemed necessary by the law. So if somebody were plotting a terrorist attack and using Skype to do so, then it does make sense for the government to be able to say, give us a copy of those tapes, and Microsoft have to give those up. But then it becomes the fine line of other people would argue that violates your own confidentiality and privacy. But I think they would have to have just cause to give that up, right?
Makes sense.
But is it right for Google to log Wi-Fi usernames and SSIDs around the world and share those? And is it right? You know, it's all gray area. Depends on what it's being used for. I think that's what it boils down to.
Don't be doing dumb stuff on the internet.
Isn't this the information age or something, right? Like you can walk down the street and you can get so much information about anybody digitally just by using, just by some know-how and being able to access Wi-Fi networks and things like that. So, but is that wrong? The stuff is already there. It's what you do with that. It's what's done with that stuff.
Yeah.
Not to use a really good example, but you know what I mean? So
I buy what you're selling. Well, thank you.
That's that's an opinion question, as Hillary said, and maybe the chat room has some thoughts on that.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. Hey, gang.
Sure, they got lots going on there.
TikTok says the NSA knows all and sees all. It just comes down to person of interest. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's like it's the one show where there's not over the top violence or anything, and there's no blood or gore or anything like that. So it's nice and clean that way, but yet it's still a good kind of cops and robbers show, but interesting show. We've been enjoying it, but the whole premise is that they have a machine that uses all the surveillance cameras and taps into that and accumulates all the information. It's a machine, so nobody's actually seeing the data. It's like the whole Microsoft scenario, right? Nobody's actually seeing the data until it's required. But it accumulates it and puts all the pieces of the puzzle together and says, okay, we think this is going to be an attack on whatever because we've taken this, this, and this, and the computer's done that, so they know that that's going to be a terrorist attack, for example. But that, could that ever happen in reality? I don't think we have the data storage for it, but it could happen. Big Brother machine, Swiss Andy says in the chat room.
Creeps me out thinking about it.
Yeah. Watch the show and see what you think. See if you think that could actually come to be.
I'm sure it could. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we talk on cell phones and portable phones and telephone services, and really, how can you get away from it, right?
True say.
Realistically. Oh, I just made a whole bunch of people paranoid.
I'm freaking out now. I'm like, what am I doing on this internet worldwide TV show where people are watching me and listening to everything I'm saying?
It's not a real name.
It's a fake identity. I'm in the witness protection program. Now I have to be relocated. Okay, new question. This comes to us from I Means It.
Hey, I Means It. We realized on the show, Erica actually, that depending on how you read your name, it does say, you look at it again, I mean sit.
That's true. I mean sit. I means it. I mean sit.
Yeah, something you say to the kids when they're misbehaving.
Hey, it's tricky. No spaces.
That's just my random little tidbit.
I need punctuation. Okay, I recently reviewed episodes 103 and 104, and they were regarding Unraid.
Okay.
As I am wanting to set up a network storage server on my home network. I was just wondering how Unraid has served you since 2009.
Yeah.
What does your current Unraid system configuration look like? Like the number of drives you have, and have you seen other solutions that you would go for now if you weren't already invested in Unraid? And one final question. Maybe let's address your thoughts on it first, and then address the question.
Sure.
The other question.
Episodes 103 and 104, we looked at this really amazing data storage software called Unraid, and it allowed us to build a data storage array that used just rickety old hardware that we had laying around. We didn't have to buy a whole lot of stuff, and took a whole bunch of random hard drives that I just had sitting around and put them into an array, where a traditional RAID array requires you to have specific hard drives, and they have to be matching hard drives, and if one fails, you have to find a replacement that matches all the other drives, otherwise you can't rebuild the array. With Unraid, and why it's kind of Unraid, it's not a RAID per se, it operates like a RAID. It creates an array of disks. So just to put it really, really simple so that you understand what that means, let's say I've got two 1 terabyte hard drives. Now all of a sudden I can put them together and they become one 2 terabyte hard drive. And then I add another 1 terabyte hard drive, and now they're a 3 terabyte hard drive and a 4 terabyte hard drive. And it really just, to me, shows up as one hard drive, so to speak, but I can keep growing the size of it. What else is neat about that type of setup, and RAID or Unraid or anything like that, if one of those hard drives fails, which hard drives do, you take out that hard drive, you put in an empty hard drive, and the rest of the hard drives rebuild the data onto that new hard drive, so you don't end up losing anything.
Smart.
It's really, really
cool.
Smart
little thing.
Unraid's got a lot going for it. So you look at those episodes, they were back in 2009. We walked through the actual build process. If you haven't seen it and you're interested in that kind of thing, look at episode 103. What are we doing now? Here we are, it's 2013.
Ooh.
Right? And I brought something up on my screen just for you.
Cool.
We're still running it.
Still looking pretty good there.
It's still there. And that is what my array looks like. I have a parity disk. This is the one that allows it so that if a hard drive fails, it'll rebuild the failed one. Pardon me. I have disk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 8 disks altogether. They're just random disks. You notice that the models do not match. And it shows me, how much reads and writes and errors, and you'll notice that there are no errors on my array, and everything's
way to go.
Yeah. Now the one thing you'll probably notice if you've been following Unraid at all is that we have an older version, because I built this back in 2009 and it has just worked.
Sweet.
I haven't spent a lot of time maintaining it. It just works, and it works fabulously. I mean, right now those disks are in what's called like a spun down mode. That's why they're flashing. So that it's not the whole array is not really using any power, because the drives are turned off right now. They're spun down. If I were to access the array, like if I were to actually bring up one of my network shares on the array, then it would spin up the hard drives, and I would have access to those files. We use it for all of our data storage, and we back it up through the internet so that there are backups of that. And it works fantastically well. I highly recommend it. So check it out.
Sweet. Okay, so that is good for part 1. Your thoughts and and the longevity of this thus far.
4 years and counting.
That's pretty sweet. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So.
Yeah, I think I've replaced a hard drive once or twice, maybe only once, where a drive had failed, and so I actually pulled out the broken drive and replaced it, and it rebuilt flawlessly.
Sweet.
So
That's
it really
awesome.
was a test. I upgraded my parity drive. You'll notice if you watch that old episode, my parity drive was smaller. Upgraded my parity drive so that I could, see, it's like a 1.5 terabyte, so that I could add bigger hard drives. Because the parity drive always has to be the largest hard drive in the array.
Makes sense.
So, and so then you can see disk 6 is actually a 1 terabyte. So it gave me added space. So I took out like a 400 or 500 gig hard drive, replaced it with a 1 terabyte, and got 500 more gigs of space.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That is cool.
That's
sorry.
the longevity of it.
Yeah. Seriously,
Keep
hello.
rolling it as you need it. Yeah.
I'd like to set up Dropbox-like functionality on this Unraid server so that I'm using the most up-to-date version of a file, no matter which machine I'm at. Any ideas on how to do this? Maybe using Mint/Ubuntu. Thanks so much.
I'm not sure if Dropbox is the example. If I'm following you correctly, you just want to have it so that no matter what computer in your house you're using, you've got the latest and greatest version of the file. It uses what's called Samba. It's a Windows protocol for file sharing. So what you would do, for example, I'll give you an example. In my FSTab file on my Linux system, I have it routing my documents folder to a documents share on the Unraid server. So when I bring up documents on my computer, I'm not actually looking at something that's on my computer. I'm looking at something that's on the server. Now, if my wife goes to documents on her computer, she's in fact accessing that same folder. So she can edit the same file, and it's the same file as what I'm editing. So then, it's basic networking, but with the twist that it's on a server that is centralized and redundant, so that you don't lose anything if a hard drive crashes. And then you just have one place to back up. But you can connect as many computers into that Unraid server as you like. And you can just edit the file directly on the server and press save, and it saves it just like it's a hard drive in your computer. Because that's really, it's just a network file server. So it works really, really well. And I know it's been a long time since I actually did that build, but I'd be happy to look at that again. And if you care to give it a try. Go ahead, give it a try. Unraid has a free version that you can run up to 3 hard drives with, and then if you decide you want to do 5 hard drives, you just buy the version that supports 5 hard drives. So it's up to you.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a try with 3 drives. You can't go wrong.
Well, let us know how you fare with all that.
Thanks for the questions. Very cool.
We have some more questions coming up later in the show, but now I think we should have a look-see at current events in the world of technology. Dun-da-da-da. Here are the top stories from the Category 5 newsroom. According to media reports, the Pentagon will
Will do what?
Hillary's gotta read better. Will dramatically increase its cybersecurity staff over the next few years to counter threats against U.S. government computer networks. U.S. Cyber Command, established 3 years ago, could grow as much as 5-fold over the next few years. Cyber Command currently has 900 staff members, both military and civilian. The planned expansion comes amid a series of successful attacks, including a virus that wiped data from 30,000 computers at a Saudi oil firm. Yikes. Next, security researchers have discovered that data captured by smartphone motion sensors could actually help criminals guess the codes used to lock the device. By analyzing data gathered by accelerometers, the research team was able to get a good idea of the pin or pattern used to protect a phone. The data was usable because sensors can gather information with more freedom than apps loaded on the device. According to their findings, several different smartphone sensors could be subverted. Yikes.
That's kind of scary. I mean, it makes sense though that, as you use your device, the accelerometer being the thing that allows you to do motion control and stuff. as I push something, it kind of, if I go like that, where I pushed you, right? So there's got to be some kind of record of if they've developed the right software. That's kind of scary stuff.
Freaks me out.
New way to hack.
The show is freaking me out.
New way to hack. Speaking of hacks.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Remember the PlayStation Network hack that took service offline for what seemed like decades? Hello. Well, Sony Computer Entertainment Europe has now been fined the equivalent of about $396,000 based on the Data Protection Act. UK authorities said the hack in April 2011 could have been prevented. The Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, has criticized Sony for not having up-to-date security software. Sony has said that it has strongly disagreed with the ruling and plans to appeal. A Toronto, Ontario jewelry company has designed funky Pez candy dispensers that feature individuals' heads as the top part, which means
I've been waiting for this.
You flip your own head to get the candy. Hello. Hot Pot Factory generally makes 3D printed jewelry, but it branched out when a business client asked for some quirky employee gifts. It convinced each of the client's employees to submit their heads to 3D scanning under the guise that it was for an undisclosed research project. Employees sat in a chair while someone scanned their heads using an Xbox Kinect remote. They cleaned up the images and then 3D printed them, which apparently took many hours. Then it was goodbye Disney princesses, hello custom Pez dispenser heads.
Oh, I so want some.
Me too.
Wouldn't it be amazing if there were Category 5 /
oh my gosh,
Trek Pez dispensers?
So my dream come
that'd
true.
Be amazing. Amazing.
Second to bobblehead, this would be like a dream come true for me.
Yeah, I mean, if they could morph the Pez dispenser / bobblehead idea together.
Oh my Lanta.
You never know what we're going to come up with here.
You just don't. That would be awesome. If someone were to give me that, I would be like happy forever.
Brilliant.
Anyways, you can get these full stories online at our website at category5.tv/newsroom. The Category5.tv newsroom is researched by Roy W. Nash with contributions from our amazing community of viewers. If you have a story you think is worthy of on-air mention, send us a quick email at newsroom@category5.tv. From the Category5.tv newsroom, I'm Hillary Rumble.
Awesome. Hillary, we've already got 14 orders for a Hillary Rumble Pez dispenser in the chat room.
It's a dream come true. I'm
Wonderful.
Famous.
So we
Pez
only
head.
ship to Canada and the United States and anywhere else in the world. So
hilarious.
I wonder how much that costs, because that'd be fun. I mean, it didn't look like they painted it, so but somebody with a little bit of acrylic knowledge would be able to make them look pretty real.
Figurine artist.
Yeah. I still kind of think it's cool that people are using the Kinect to do this, and you see there are videos on the internet if you want to go Google what was the name of the company? It's that will help you find it anyway.
Hot Pop Factory.
Hot Pop Factory, 3 words. If you Google it, go onto YouTube,
I'm gonna
Google
it
it
right now.
or Bing it, whatever you want to do. Alta Vista it, Yahoo it.
Alta Vista. I haven't heard that in a long time. Holy.
So yeah, I mean, it was neat to see that they're standing there with a Kinect remote plugged into USB on a laptop and going like this, and it's like it's scanning the head in a 3D model in what looked like Lightwave or something like that. Like, just amazing. Yeah.
Really cool.
Makes me wonder what could be done.
Anything's possible, guys.
Make like a 3D movie just based on using a Kinect remote or something. Could be done. That could be done. Hey, tonight's show is brought to you in part by Cordery Electric. CorderyElectric.com. If you're looking for any electrical contract work, make sure you give them a call. Also, we'd love to give you a 1-month free trial of Netflix, which you can obtain by going to that special URL there on your screen, cat5.tv/Netflix. This is Category 5 Technology TV. I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
I'm Hillary Rumble, keeping it real for the evening.
Thanks for being here.
No problem.
If you're new here, please let us know that you're joining us tonight, and even if it's after the fact, if you're watching this on demand, if you're watching this on FirstRun.tv or Miro Internet TV, wherever you are, make sure you pop us an email live at category5.tv just to let us know what you think of the show or ask your questions. We love to receive your emails. Anything else that just any kind of correspondence, we just love to hear from you.
We do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get pictures. I'm pretty sure I got some pictures sent my way just for kicks for some people. Maybe they're inside jokes. Maybe Robbie can pull them up.
Chat room Jot was mentioning that the company that makes those Pez dispensers had tried to mold my head, but it looked like an Easter egg.
Oh, burn. Do you want some ice with that burn?
Oh.
Jot, always pulling out these one-liners.
Jot.
I tell ya. What a guy.
Oh, we're up to 17 orders for Hillary's Pez dispenser.
Gosh. This is the best day ever.
Now, if we could actually get one.
Okay, I was trying to secretly pull up the website so I could look without you knowing.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'll have to look at it later to see how much Pez head costs.
All right.
Certainly.
Do we have any more questions tonight?
We do. Well, like I said, some people sent me pictures of themselves.
Can I bring one of those up on the screen?
Certainly.
Let me see. Who's this from?
This is from Dennis Kelly.
Oh, hey, Dennis Kelly.
Just sent us this cute little picture of himself. It's actually quite grand. But we like pictures. We like emails. We like anything funny because that's how we roll.
Okay, so what do we got?
Technology and comedy on this show.
Just from Dennis Kelly?
So this is from Dennis Kelly. Oh, hey, cute hat.
Hey, Dennis Kelly. You know, I know what's going through his head there, though. It's the Linux penguin, isn't it? It's Tux. So, well done, sir. Well spotted.
Good find.
Very good.
And then I have another photo.
Oh, yeah?
Sent to us from Harry.
Harry.
And he was the winner of Talk Buds, I think.
Sure, yeah. We had a good assortment of Talk Buds that went out, actually.
So he got a special present in the mail from Category 5 and was super excited. So he took a picture of himself and sent it to us.
Fantastic.
Which we love to see.
Harry. There he is with his Talk Buds.
Look at that.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
So
thanks for sending it in.
We love your emails. We love your postcards. We love correspondence. We love testimonials. We just love it. We just love you.
Can I just mention, I mean, beyond the obvious love that we have for our community, Hillary just can't stress that enough.
I can't.
Guest Harry, as a matter of fact, judging by the name of the file, notice that what he's holding in his hand, he's holding a Prezi from Category 5 Technology TV. That's all we can say, right? I mean, you win stuff here at Category 5, and we love to send you stuff. Now, on January 1st, we had our big annual giveaway, loads and loads of prizes, and I'll just let you know, there's a couple days left if you have not claimed your prize. There are a few prizes. I've got my checklist, and there are a few people who have not claimed their prizes yet.
What?
What that means is
doesn't make sense
that they haven't sent us their address to mail the product to. Right?
Gosh.
And technically, you get 30 days according to the contest rules in order to respond. So what I'm going to tell you is, if you submitted a ballot for our Christmas special and our New Year special, and you did not watch the New Year show, make sure you go back to the January 1st, and that was episode number 276.
Okay.
Make sure you watch that, because you might be one of those lucky winners who could be standing there with a prize in your hands, sending us a photo. Because I think there were 3 or 4 prizes that didn't get claimed yet. So, and that it simply happens because, you know, some people don't catch every show. I guess so.
That's true.
You might be behind on the feed, so I'll just tell you, make sure you watch that episode. So.
Because who doesn't love Prezzies? Hello.
I like Prezzies.
If not, send them to me. Just send them my address, okay? Box 29009. No, that's funny.
Anything else for us?
Okay. Oh, here, got another one. Comes to us from Sweeney, wondering what headset we are using for our mics, because the audio quality is really good.
The audio quality of the show. These are Apex 575s. That's what these are. So, yeah, they sound good. I'd say they're a bit more awkward than some headsets that I've worked with before.
I like it.
But they sound really good. Yeah. So, thanks.
There you go.
Apex 575.
Now that's the mic that we use. The rest of the story. One more question, and then do you have some secret things lined up?
We got lots of stuff to talk about. Yeah, I just want to help our viewers and answer any questions that we may have.
Perfect.
And questions in the chat room or anything, send those our way as well.
I'm not sure actually if this is a question or just a nice message, but I'll read it regardless.
Sure.
This comes to us from Gustavo Vani from Brazil.
Gustavo.
Hi, Robbie and Hillary. I just want to thank you guys for the 1-year license of the ESET NOD32 that I've won at the New Year's draw. That was exactly what I was looking for the past 2 months.
Wowzers.
My free Avira got updated to the latest 2013 version, and it started to eat a lot of RAM lately. So I tried others like AVs like Panda Cloud.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see other free AVs, sorry, like Panda Cloud, AVG, Avast, but I didn't like any of them. So I installed ESET NOD32 and registered it, with the key that you gave me, and it's working wonderfully ever since.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's lightweight. They just brought out version 6 too. I'll tell you a little bit about it. But yeah, it makes a difference. I mean, when you have a commercial good product like ESET NOD32 antivirus or ESET Smart Security, they're lightweight products and they do a really, really good job protecting you against stuff.
Cool.
We get a lot of the the computers that come in with free antivirus on them or whatever. AVG is a popular one. Avira you mentioned, and quite oftentimes they've got malware infections or things like that. The one that takes over your screen and you lose access to all your files and pretends to be. There was a new one that just happened that that has really kind of hit Canada hard, and I don't know if you were affected at home as well, but a new one that took over the screen of the computer. I'm not sure if I actually have a copy of it or not, but took over the screen of the user's computer and basically said that the FBI or something had taken, had locked down their internet service.
Oh, wonderful.
It was very threatening and very scary, and we actually had people bring in computers to the office that had said, what's going on here? Apparently the FBI thinks that I'm looking for illegal things on the internet and stuff. And so it really just played into the fear that people have of just, what if someone's spying on me or something. And really it was just a malware attack. Unfortunately, I don't have a sample to show you. I was just quickly looking through my email. But it really, really hit hard all of a sudden. And phishing scams and things like that. And these days with a Windows computer especially, you could just accidentally click on the wrong website, even in a Google result, and it would infect your computer instantly. Java vulnerabilities and things like that can get into your system. And so, these things lock down your computer. You can't do anything until you pay the $300 fine that the FBI has on your head. If you pay within 24 hours, we'll unlock your internet. And it looks completely legitimate. You give them your credit card number to unlock it because you think, oh, this is scary stuff. I've only got 24 hours and the FBI is after me because I've been doing this or that, or I downloaded a movie last month and I really shouldn't have. But that's the kind of fear that is put into people. So that said, NOD32 version 6 just came out, so if you downloaded version 5, make sure you bring it up and look at the updates tab. You'll see that there's a new update to version 6 that gives you some new stuff. And version 6 of ESET Smart Security, I just thought I'd mention this. We weren't intending to mention it, but really, really cool feature that they just added to that. It's called anti-theft.
Anti-theft.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about this whole, we've looked at Endpoint Protector and we've looked at some of the ways that we can protect ourselves from data theft and things like that. This is actually like if somebody steals your laptop, you can track them down, and it's built into the antivirus.
That's cool.
That's ESET Smart Security version 6. So, for example, your laptop. Look at your laptop. If you're watching this on a laptop right now, laptop has what right above the screen?
Camera.
A camera. Laptop has what? Internet, right? First thing let's say someone finds or steals your laptop, right? What are they going to do? They're going to connect it to the internet, and if they're malicious, they'll probably look at your internet history, try to get access to your online banking and things like that. If they're a thief, that's what they'll do. Either way, they're going to connect to the internet. So you have ESET Smart Security version 6. You turn on anti-theft, and you can actually see the person sitting at the laptop because it uses the webcam.
That is so
it's
lurky.
Like reverse hacking. It's like hacking the hacker. And then also through the internet IP address, you saw our location map, our viewer location map. What it does is it uses IP addresses, because every time you're on the internet, your IP address, it doesn't show that's my house. It's not that creepy, but it shows the approximate location of where you're located. Similarly, ESET Smart Security 6 will triangulate the Wi-Fi signals. Get this, triangulate Wi-Fi signals and put a pin on the map so that you can see approximately where that laptop is actually sitting. So then you can turn around to the police and say, here's a picture of the person, here's approximately where they live or where they access it from. And it's all part of that software. So,
but then can't somebody figure out how to mega creep that, and then like you could track somebody down? Like bad guys could track down the good guys.
No.
I think it
Not
could.
in this case.
Reverse.
No, because see what. So I hear your fear there, and that's a good point. What happens though is this. So I've got it activated on my laptop, the anti-theft feature, right? So it's turned on.
Yes.
That's it. It just is. It's on and it's active. That's all. Then somebody steals my laptop. I actually log in with my password to the anti-theft system, and I mark my laptop as stolen. That's when it starts spying. That's when it starts geolocating, taking pictures, all that kind of stuff.
But what if?
What if?
This show has made me paranoid. We've addressed so many issues today. I'm just kidding.
It's astounding. It's a really cool feature.
Wow.
Really, really is. So
that is really incredible.
Check it out. Smartantivirus.ca is a good place to pick up a copy, and it's affordable. It's really good, and as our viewer was mentioning, it's excellent software. Even having tried all that other stuff. So
I should do that because I just bought myself a new laptop. Because, well,
what's going on with your old one?
I don't even know. You may remember yesteryear when I killed my husband's laptop with a virus. Now my old one, I don't know, it just went mega funk and like died.
Mega funk. These are technical terms, people. Write them down.
But for real,
yo, my laptop went mega funk.
I don't know what happened, and so I just got frustrated. I didn't want to bug Robbie.
Oh.
No, so I just went out and got a new one.
That's it? That's how you fixed it?
Yep. Which
I don't really want to bug Robbie today. So.
I know, I bug him all the time. So
dear. That's what I'm here for. Goodness me.
But anyways,
could have sent in your question as an anonymous viewer.
Hi, well, I have this problem. Guess 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Anyways,
let's do it that way. So what did you get, and what's happening with the old one?
I got an HP something.
Okay.
And the old one's an HP, but I don't know what to do with it.
What happened? Like, what's the symptom?
Basically, I was just using it like a normal person would, and then it died, and then I couldn't even get it.
Off.
Yes, but the battery wasn't dead; it just died.
It went black.
And
is that what
so,
you mean?
yeah, and then I tried to like start it up and log in with my little name and password, and it wouldn't even do that.
Where did it get to?
Nowhere. The login screen. So then I gave up for months.
Sure.
Then I gave it to my friend, and he magically got it to turn on.
Okay.
But then he said that something is wrong with it, that the hard drive is funk.
Okay.
So right now, it's sitting in the Category 5 studio. I thought about smashing it.
Okay.
But then I thought, there's probably a better way, Robbie. There's got to be a better way.
We should take a look at it. We don't have really the time tonight to pull that up, but certainly I don't know if you want to maybe next show when you're in, we could take a look, or I could even take a look at it next week, and we could say, hey, this is Hillary's laptop. What can we do with it? If the hard drive is pooched, how much did you pay for a new laptop?
I don't remember actually. Well,
a few hundred kind of idea. Like was it just a consumer grade?
Well. Okay, actually, my husband bought it for me, technically, if you want to get technical.
Oh, so it was one of those.
So I don't know.
I don't really know what he spent.
But I still don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Okay. Well, if it's a hard drive, then you look at, the hard drive can be replaced, and it's, between $75 and $100 kind of thing to get the hardware for that, and labor usually, somebody would have to install that and put an operating system on it. If you wanted to play around with Linux, if you'd be willing to give it a go, we could try to breathe new life into the system that way.
It's worth a try.
Is it worth a shot? Right now it's dead to me. Yeah. Dead. So we could bring it back to life. Rescue it and save it. It's interesting that even old computers that don't work very well, you stick Linux on it and all of a sudden they're good as new. So, it could be that simple. Could be an OS issue.
It's worth an investigative
Can we
look.
do that? Is there anything on it that you need backed up? Data recovery done on it, or
I think
anything saved?
it's all off there.
You
I think it's
safely off.
Yes.
Okay.
Somewhere.
She said she thinks.
Cyberspace.
So next week, as I format it and install Ubuntu, and she's at home, she's like, "Oh no, those pictures I forgot about."
Okay, well maybe. I don't know. It stresses me out. Like I said, I just bought a new computer because I couldn't even deal with it.
So, on our upcoming series, we're going to do data recovery first. Then we're going to do hard drive repair and replacement. Then we're going to do installation of Linux.
Okay.
Yeah. Get this girl cruising on Linux. What do you say?
And if that doesn't work, we'll smash it.
And if that doesn't work, then we are going to be doing a feature on how to recycle e-waste. Which has to do... I think we've had this discussion before where...
Yes.
You know, your computer has mercury and lead, even gold in the system.
Yeah.
Ooh, gold. So, you know, you can go to the hassle of trying to get all that out of there, or you can take it to an e-waste facility such as Green Go here in Barrie if you're in...
Can I sing the song?
Is there a song for them?
Green Go Recycling, they recycle everything. I love that song.
That's awesome. I hadn't heard that, but now it's stuck in my head. Thank you very much.
No problem.
But you go there, and what happens? They say, "Oh, you got a laptop. It has gold in it. Here's some cash."
How much cash?
And they buy it from you. Billions. Well, it depends on how much gold is in it. That's true. And it usually is done by weight, like it's like 25 cents a pound or something. I don't know. Who knows? You'd have to call them. Is the number in the jingle?
No. Google it.
But so that's something we can look at too. But never ever throw that kind of thing in the garbage because it has all these things.
You're right.
That you don't want to.
Well, we will have to investigate this further because I also have another. Okay, this has happened to me twice.
This has happened to you again before? Like this is the replacement of the replacement?
Yeah. So we have the old Acer something from a million years ago.
Okay, that one will go straight to e-waste.
So there's that bad boy. Then there's this.
Okay.
Well, I could probably get my hands on a couple more that are kicking around. It's bad, guys. Oh man, I'm so embarrassed. Confession. Blah. Now you guys are gonna think so terribly of me.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right. Well, is that all the questions that we have coming into the chat room and all that?
Well, oh no, I lied. I found some
more. You got another one for me? Just because we're running low on time, so I'll just decide where we want to go with the
yes, of course.
Last 8 minutes of the show.
This comes to us from Ravenslord from Ohio. Hi everyone at Category 5. I was going to see if you could help me set up email associated with your website URL using Turnkey Linux LAMP server so I can get my TeamSpeak 3 NPL.
I'm afraid I don't hear the question there. Like I don't know what it is that you actually are asking for.
Set up my email to get associated with your website URL using Turnkey Linux LAMP server.
I'm sorry, Ravenlords.
Maybe you can resend us a question for next week.
Are you hoping to put together a TeamSpeak 3 server on Turnkey with LAMP? But what does that have to do with our website URL?
I don't know.
Sorry. Could you, Ravenlords, could you kindly just break down the question for me and resubmit, and I'll gladly do what I can to help you, okay? Sorry about that.
Maybe I'm reading it wrong. But I could always use clarification. That's for sure. Okay, one more.
It's
getting
late. Maybe I'm just not there.
No, you're there. Okay, Patrick Dickey writes to us saying,
"Hey, Patrick.
My question is, where can I find a more recent version of the Perfect Ubuntu script? The wiki points to perfectbuntu.category5.tv, but that's no longer valid. I have an ancient copy, version 1.5.3, that I've been playing with and modifying, but I would like a more recent working copy."
Patrick, I'm very sorry, but unlike Unraid, Perfect Ubuntu does not have the longevity of Unraid. Perfect Ubuntu was a script that was developed to help to take early versions of Ubuntu into multimedia. So it gave you the ability to play MP3 files and play all different multimedia codecs and things like that. It did a lot of that stuff and installed it for you. But now, these days, it's no longer necessary because Ubuntu comes out of the box, you know, with as you're installing it, it says, "Do you want to have MP3 support?" and install Fluendo, and say okay. So unfortunately that left the script no longer necessary. So that said, I mean, Perfect Ubuntu did some other things, such as helping you to install the GNU image manipulation program alongside of a whole bunch of cool plugins, and it configured them so that you could use those plugins with GIMP. So, you know, if those kinds of things are what you're more looking for, then maybe we could break those down into tutorials or even other scripts or something. But unfortunately, Perfect Ubuntu in and of itself as a project is dead, and that's because it's no longer necessary. So, TrueType fonts, good guy is mentioning. So yeah, that's certainly a possibility. So maybe we throw together a script for TrueType fonts based on the old Perfect Ubuntu. That's perfectly doable. So if there's everyone who's viewing, not just Patrick, but also Good Guy, I mean, you make a good point there. So please send me an email, live@category5.tv, and say, look, here's what I want that used to be in Perfect Ubuntu. What can you do? And what I'll do is I'll put together individual scripts for each of those little things, or tutorials or whatever, and we'll do it on the show, and we'll create something that's gonna do it for you. Perfect Ubuntu though was like a package managed system where, as Ubuntu came out, new versions of Perfect Ubuntu were automatically deployed to your system, and you know it was a whole package distribution mechanism. So using apt-get at its core, so it was much more sophisticated than what we would need for Microsoft TrueType fonts, for example. We just throw together something. Jot wants it to make coffee, which it never did. It did install Java, so we could do that.
Java coffee.
Java SDK.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Jot.
Jot and his one-liners.
Oh yes.
Where does he come up with this stuff?
Well, hey, it's been so nice having you here tonight.
Thank you.
It's been a while. I mean,
I know.
The Christmas special being kind of, you know, just the Christmas special, and then with January 1st falling on a Tuesday as well. It's like that's like 2-3 weeks that just disappeared from existence. It just went by so fast. So it's hard to believe you haven't been here since last year. So
since last year.
Technically, I mean, Happy New Year. And
thank you.
Yeah.
It's almost February.
It's wild. Yeah.
But I enjoy being here. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words, wisdom, not kicking me off for my unruly confessions of technology abuse.
We're going to be looking at open source alternatives to commercial applications in the near future, possibly on the next show as well here at Category 5. If you have a suggestion for applications that you think there is a great open source alternative for, we'd love to hear from you. Pop us an email, live@category5.tv. We're going to be looking at Microsoft Project and how that compares to a program called Project Libra. That's one of the pieces of software that we're going to be looking at, and we certainly welcome you to submit your alternative software as well. So, cool. Yeah, it's going to be a fun feature. I'm looking forward to that. So just to show you that there is some cheap and free stuff that's available that will save you a ton of money and still be able to do the things that you need to do. That's what's so awesome about open source and Linux in general. So
well, that's what we like. Free. Hello.
I do like free. Free's cool. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here this week, Hillary. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Had a blast. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Me.
And yeah, have a great week. And looking forward to next week. Every week is new, and we're going through such a time of transition. And so you know we're introducing new platforms with YouTube and First Run TV and our Hangouts that we do every week now on Google+. So really an exciting time for the show, and as we grow, we just appreciate you hanging with us and growing with us and just enjoying the ride. So, and it's going to be a really fun year. So thanks everybody. Bull422222 in the chat room. Scott L, great to see you again this week. Swiss Andy Agamotto, nice to see you.
The whole gang.
Yeah, lots of
people. The whole gang's in town.
Zithnix, great to see you, and of course Jot. DNLS is here again this week. And Rats, thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stick around in the chat room after the show, and we'll say hello, and we'll talk to you on the Hangout as well. So have a great week. Talk to you soon.
Everyone.
See you, Heather.
enjoyed the show. Category 5 TV broadcasts live from Barrie, Ontario, Canada every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on demand or through cable TV, check out the local show times in your area at category5.tv and find out when you can watch live and interact in the community chat room. Category 5 is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. We'll see you next time.